murky. It's like, and you're in a place where you don't want to hear too much talking. I'm talking to some people right now. When you're talking to people, say, now I've learned that this person is talking too much. I've come to tell you, you've been talking to that person all along, but you're now in a transition period that is causing you in your natural mind, she about to get on my last nerve. But that's been your best friend for years. That's been your homeboy for years. But because you're in transition, come on. When you're in transition and seasons begin to change and you're on your job, your boss was your best friend and somebody else was your best friend on your job. Even sometimes your boss would give you a couple of more hours. But now that you're coming in 1 minute late, your boss is turning their back on you and saying, why you 1 minute? But you was the same person that was giving me 2 hours when I didn't even come to work. That is time for transition. All right. Seasonal transitions have to take place in order for us to move forward.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
If you're not in a place of discomfort right now, if you're not in a place where the enemy is pressing all of your buttons, not just one, but all of your buttons, just like I told y'all on last week, and when everything hits the fan, it is called the perfect storm. So if you're not having a perfect storm in your life right now that is pushing you to leave one place and go into the other, something is wrong. Transitions invokes our spiritual wholeness and growth. Transitions invoke our spiritual wholeness and growth. Now, if you're not experiencing this type of thing, somewhere your spiritual growth is sudden. Somewhere your spiritual growth is not expanding because God has not taken you to that place because of your mindset, because of how you're thinking, because of how you're living, because of how you're giving, because of what you're saying. God says encourage yourself even when you're going through. So in your spiritual going, in your spiritual breaking, in your spiritual brokenness, you've got to learn that I'm going through transition. And when I'm going through transition, I've had to learn to keep my head up and keep my mouth shut. How many of us really want spiritual wholeness and spiritual growth? I come to tell you, spiritual wholeness and spiritual growth will cost you something.
Yes, it will.
It's a shame that the body of Christ want the spiritual wholeness and spiritual growth, but don't want to sacrifice.
That's right.
They don't want to pray. They want to come to every other Sunday member. But God has said, no, no, no. In order to get the spiritual growth and spiritual wholeness, you've got to be in my presence. At home, in the church, on the job, in the car, in the bathroom, in the bedroom. You've got to do all those things for God in order for God to make you whole in the spirit. Okay. Some of us haven't embraced our best season yet.
My God.
So why do we say, Minister Mario, those were the best days? Oh my God. Those were the best days of my life. Those were the good times. Let me tell you, you have not embraced a good day yet. You have not embraced your best day yet. As long as you keep on living for the Lord and doing for the Lord, He will show you some things that you have not experienced. He will bring to you some people that will bless your socks off, and you will be sitting around wondering, now I know that person don't like me, but that person just dropped $100 at my feet. You've got to realize that your best day is before you. Receive it. How do says this, I want you to tell the people of God to embrace the impossible.
Yeah.
Say that again. He says to embrace the impossible, because in the impossible it's a time of testing and a time of tempting.
Yeah.
Embrace the impossible, because if you can embrace the impossible, I will make the impossible possible on your behalf, because you have learned to embrace what was not comfortable to you.
Yeah. You in the Holy Ghost?
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Him. Thank you. Not only embracing, but passing. Do you remember in grade school, and some of us have graduated, some of us are still in school, but in order for us to go to the next level in school, there was some tests that we had to take in order that the teacher would see that we're qualified, not educated enough, but qualified enough to go to the next place.
Come on now.
Because God is testing you right now.
Yeah.
Are you able and are you willing to take the test in order to be promoted? But we walk around and saying, God, take me higher. God, I want you to anoint me, to appoint me, so I can lay hands on the sick, so the deaf can hear, so the lame can walk. All that. Look at your neighbor and say, yeah, I said all that. I want God to use me. But in order for God to use you, are you willing and ready to pass the test that He's about to give you? And the kinds of tests that God gives is a multiple choice. It's not an essay test. It's a multiple choice, because everything you do, God gives you the first choice at it. And whatever choice you make, you suffer the consequences. Either you pass it or you fail. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you got to pass this test. Somebody said, I just came out of a testing period. Well, I hope you passed it.
I know that.
I hope you passed it, because behind your